Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Ray here. So today I'm going to be installing a headliner, something I have never done before. I've watched a few videos on it online. That's about it. I do have the headliner already. It's kind of laid out in the house, just getting, flattening out, kind of getting wrinkles out of it. But there's one thing I haven't even touched are the rods that hold the headliner in. So I gotta kind of prep those and get them ready to install. So here are the rods. So I haven't touched these since I pulled them out of the car when I pulled the headliner down quite a while ago. You can see, of course, I didn't mark them. At the time, I had no idea. These are all different. So you can see there's still some, apparently they're marked with paint. There's still some paint on them. I believe there's two red ones, and this one doesn't have any paint, I don't think. And this one's all rusted. So there was a mouse living on top of this one. But I guess there's an order of what they kind of go in, because they're all kind of different shapes. As you can see, this one's a little more shallow. I think the red ones are probably the same, possibly, maybe, or not. I don't know. I don't think the other end has any paint on it. This one might underneath there, but I don't know. Well, I'm gonna clean them up. Like, obviously I need to get all the old headliner is still attached on there. Clean this one up, it's pretty rusty. And maybe give them a coat of paint or something just to keep the rust from coming back. And I'll reconvene once I figure that out, and then, I'll try putting them in to see which one fits where. I don't know what order they go in, so I'll get that sorted out. Alrighty. Well, I've got everything cleaned up and painted. I just kept the red tips on those two. The other two had nothing. One was really rusty. One was just not marked. But you can see the little shape difference. So I'm guessing this one, I'm not even sure where it goes. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna wait for that to dry completely before I do anything. The other thing I had to do was put in my screws up in there so I can find them later. I just did the one coat hook in the back. There was one on the front too, but that was just for hanging your seat belt, which I won't be utilizing. So when I don't know, if I decide to put a coat hanger in after, it's not a huge deal. One thing I had to do, you see the tack strips along the side here. I only had one. Now, when I took it apart, I had two. And if you could think for the life of me, I could remember why they're not together or where the other one went is beyond me. So I had to improvise. I tried finding like just the old tack strips. See if somebody was selling them on eBay for cheap or something, but they were going to be $50 or $60, and they were used, and they're about the same price. And then I went on Amazon, and I found this whole roll of tack strip. It's meant for like upholstery work, doing cushions, whatnots. But I kind of made it work for this. Like, and realistically, we're just holding fabric, and it's going to be glued. So I'm gonna see how that works. I just cut a piece off, and I had to drill new holes, and that's how it's gonna look. Now, the trim does just come along here, and there's a good 2 to 3 inch coverage before it gets to that tack strip, so you'll never see it. And it'll have glue on it too, so it shouldn't be too terrible. Should work fine. I thought about just doing it without putting a tack strip in, but that, for the price. Now, the problem is it's like $10 for 50 feet of it. And now I have another 49.5 feet of leftover tack strip. So, God, I can do whatever I want now. Just, whew. Anyways, I'm gonna wait for those rods to dry, and then, yeah, I can see which one goes where. Okay, so paint is dry. I'm gonna test fit these. I did a quick Google search, and I did find a color code for these. And also I noticed these first three are flat on the top, and there's only one round one. So my guess was the round one goes in the back. There's two little hooks that go around that one. But I did find there was supposed to be red, white, red, and then the bare metal one at the back. So we're going to try that out, see how it fits. And you can see there's the red on the end, and I think that's a little bit of white. Yeah, it looks like white paint, and then red again, and then the bare metal. So we're going to put them in and see how they fit. And if they fit all right, then I'll go slide them in my headliner and see how that goes. All right, well, I've got my headliner bows installed. As you can see, it looks okay. Yeah, the back one is that round one. That's the only one that's narrow enough to fit back there, so kind of solves that problem. And it's round. The other ones are flat on top, so I'm guessing it goes right up against the headliner. So whoever the guy was that said it was red, white, red, and then bare was full of shit. It is red, red, white, bare metal on the back end. So just FYI, if anybody else is doing a headliner in a 69 coupe. So, or maybe it's just mine that's special. I don't know. But one thing I gotta proud about my dome screws there. I gotta make sure those are in, or at least I know the mark, or mark those when I put the headliner in. So, yeah, ready to put the rods in the headliner, and we'll see how that goes. All right, I've got the bows installed, and now I'm just gonna grab it and put it in, see how it fits. Okay, now let's see, how am I going to do this? So to get those wires in the back, I'll have to make a slit, but I want to get it up there first before I do that, so I can cut it in the right spot. These should all be pretty close to being in the center. So. We can get it in the hole. Come on, get in there. There we go. There's that one. Good. Two. Try not to crush anything back here. Come on. Go in. Two. Okay. Now the last one. Fine. Yep, there we go. Now I can make a cut for these little wires in the back. Maybe they'll just punch right through. Hold on. Nope, there they go. Just went right through, so even better. Perfect. There you go, pretty much done. Yeah. It's a little saggy right now. Well, let's see if I got, well, that was not enough, so let's do that. Bring the other ones up. Oh no, they're all down. Okay, let's flip them up and see what happens. How am I going to do this? Which way is easier? That way? There. One. Come on. Two. And this one, just pop right in. Up we go. Oops. Down we go. There. Ow. Oh, Oh, something sharp. Oh, ow. Ooh. All right. Okay. There's my dome light. My screws. Good. Now what? So, I did read the instructions for the headliner. It did come with written instructions. So it said to, once you got this done, you can start gluing the front. You just glue around the edges around, so it wraps around the pinch welds all the way along, around the door frame and in the back, along down past the window, up here, over there, you know, this area. So I do have, oh, I forgot to cut those. I have small pieces of the windlass that kind of goes over the pinch weld. So once I glue it, I'm gonna pop those on just to hold it in place until I'm ready to actually put the glass in, I guess. The edges I have for the doors just takes the windlass across there, so I could put that in. For now, while it's drying, I'm just gonna put small pieces in to hold it. Like the glue should hold it on its own too, technically. I know I've seen guys that, you know, watch a couple YouTube videos in the day. Seen guys just glue it on and it stays. And some guys do this trick too. But this is my first time. I'm going to try and make it as easy on myself as possible. So yeah, I'm going to get set up to do that. And yeah, we'll see how that goes, I guess. One thing they said is pull it tight, then take just a Sharpie and mark it. That way you can glue it where it needs. You don't need a lot of glue. Like, it's only gluing along that pinch weld, really. As far as I can tell, that's all anybody's doing. So that's all I'm gonna do. I can get started on that. All right. So I think I'm just about ready. I marked my centers on the fabric and on the car here, just so I know I'm going in the right spot. Sure don't crush anything when I sit up here. So I am in the center. Got to pull it nice and tight. Make sure it should see how that looks, I suppose, before I mark it. I'm just gonna mark it with a Sharpie of where and then put the glue on, and then I can put the glue on. So you have to wait for it to dry before you stick it. So see here, centered. It looks okay, I guess. It's obviously not going to be. It's still full of wrinkles because it's haven't tightened the back yet. I kind of pull it as tight as possible against those clips at the back. Make sure it's all the way ahead. Get the most out of it. I'd say that's a bit good right there. Okay. Now this will it's just time consuming at this point. So I'm going to glue on that, just maybe a ½ inch or an inch on each side of that. And then I think it takes like 10 or 15, 20 minutes, something, for that to dry, and then you can stick it together. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so seems to be dry, so we're gonna give this a shot. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. If it doesn't work, then we'll try something else. Okay, well, partway done. It's not looking too bad. There's a few little wrinkles, but I think those will come out, hopefully with a hairdryer. Yeah, I have kind of all of the front and about 3/4 of the way done. I just have to do my sail panels next, see how they turn out. Yeah, pretty happy with how it's turning out so far. I'm just going nice and easy, just doing a little bit at a time. I'm sure maybe I'm going, I don't know. Other people could do it faster, I'm sure, but it's first time doing it, so everything seems to be working okay. And I'm just gonna keep plugging along. Okay, well, it's probably a couple hours later since I made that video. The last little portion of the video anyway. This is what it looks like now. So I've got all the edges kind of glued in. Let's just say I'm not going into the headliner business. It doesn't look too bad, I don't think. No, not bad for a first time. There's a lot of wrinkles that the more I screw with it, the more wrinkles I get. So I think I'm at a happy place right now where I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I keep trying to get more wrinkles out of it and it just makes it worse. So I did put my windlass all the way around here, as you can see. So that's going to hold everything in place. I tried to unglue it and, try to pull on it, but the stuff I did first is you can't get it off. So it's on there now. Like this stuff in here, I don't want to pull on it too hard because it's still curing. It says it takes 72 hours to fully cure. So I'm just gonna leave it and not touch it for a couple days. See how it goes. I could work on my sail panels a little bit, trying to get it into that bottom tack strip a little better, maybe get out some wrinkles, but I don't know. I'm gonna see what it looks like once I get there's a trim panel that goes on that corner. It may push on that headliner as well and push it down a little bit. I don't know. But I think I'm okay with it. I was trying to think of the last time I was actually in a car that had a headliner like this, and I didn't notice it at all anyway. But another step closer. Happy to get this part done. It's almost, you know, it's feeling like a real car again. Yeah, that's it for this video. Got a headliner installed. First time doing it. I think it went okay. The glue seems to be holding really well. Yeah. Alright, well that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.